Hello, my name is Vaughan and you might have seen me on Junior Bake Off. Today we're here at the Community Hub South in Hartlepool and I'm going to show you how to make some cupcakes. The equipment you'll need is an electric hand whisk or a normal whisk but will be a bit harder, a cupcake tray, an ice cream scoop which is optional but easier to measure out the batter. You'll need some cupcake cases, a bowl, some scales. You'll also need a spatula, a couple different sized spoons and a knife. For the ingredients, you'll need some butter or bacon butter. You'll need some milk, a couple of eggs, some bicarbonate of soda, little fig of vanilla extract, some caster sugar and self-raising flour. So first we're going to measure 125 grams of butter into our bowl. Next, we need 125 grams of caster sugar in our bowl. After the caster sugar, we also need 125 grams of self-raising flour. We need 1/4 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. And finally, into our bowl we need 2 large eggs. The next step is to mix all of these ingredients together. So if you're using a handheld electric whisk, you want to mix it on high for about 60 seconds until all of the ingredients are incorporated. If you are doing this by hand, it may take a bit longer, but just keep on going until the batter is smooth. Just checking it. So once you've got a nice, smooth, thick batter like this, you next need to add in your milk and vanilla extract. And when looking for a vanilla extract, you want to look for one which is more liquidy like this, as they tend to hold more flavour. So for this recipe, we need about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We then need 2 tablespoons of milk. Any milk will be fine. Next, we are going to mix this for about 10 to 15 seconds with a hand whisk or a bit longer with a manual whisk, just until it's combined and smooth, as you do not want to overmix it, otherwise it will go tough. And now with this consistency, it is perfect. Here I have a lined baking tray full of cupcake cases, and we are now going to put our batter into them. So first, you want to get a spatula or spoon, and you just want to scrape the edges of the bowl just to ensure that all of the ingredients are incorporated. Next, I'm going to use an ice cream scoop to dish out my batter, as this will create even cupcakes and ensure we've got the same amount in every case. However, you can use 2 spoons if you want. So I'm just going to get an even scoop of batter and I'm just going to put it into my cupcake cases. Only the first 2 are easy. The cupcakes are now going to go into a preheated oven for 20 to 22 minutes or until golden and fluffy. The oven has been preheated to 160 degrees for a fan oven or 180 degrees for a non-fan oven. While the cupcakes are in the oven, we are going to move on to making our buttercream icing. Once again, you'll need your electric hand whisk, or you can do it by hand, but your buttercream won't be as fluffy. You also either need a piping bag with a piping tip or a Ziploc bag with the end cut off in different shapes to make your piping tips. You may also want to use a tall glass to hold open your icing bag. You will also need a spatula, a little bowl, some scales again, your butter, icing sugar and vanilla extract. You may also want to use colourings of your own choice. So first, to make the buttercream, we need to measure out 150 grams of butter into our bowl. Next, we need to mix this on a high speed until it's light and fluffy. We now need to add the first half of our icing sugar. So overall we need 300 grams of icing sugar. And when looking for icing sugar, on the box where the ingredients is, if it says maize starch, it won't go everywhere. So first we're going to add 150 grams of our icing sugar in. We're now going to mix this on high speed again until light and fluffy. Once light and fluffy, we now need to add the rest of our icing sugar in. We're now going to mix on high speed again until light and fluffy. At this point, you want to test the consistency of your buttercream to see if it is a pipeable consistency. About this is right when you lift it up and there are little peaks. However, if it is too stiff, you can add in a little dash of milk, or if it is too thin, you can add in a bit more icing sugar. At this point, you may also want to put in any flavourings of your choice, and today I'm going to use vanilla extract. So I'm just going to put a little dash in. At this point, you may also want to put in any food colourings. Now my buttercream is ready, I'm now going to put it into my piping bag. So with my piping bag into my cup, I can easily scoop it in. Make sure when you are doing this to press it right down to ensure that there are no air bubbles within the buttercream. Now my buttercream is in the bag, I can now take it out of the cup, pinch the top, squeeze it down and twist to ensure that it doesn't come back up where it's come in. So now the cupcakes have cooled down, we move on to the fun part, which is decorating them. So today I have my buttercream and some sprinkles, but you can use anything you want to decorate. And today I'm going to do a little rosette swirl on top of the cupcakes. To do this, I tighten my piping bag. I start in the centre, then I work my way around and back in the middle, like that. I'm then going to sprinkle some sprinkles on top to finish the look. So here are the finished cupcakes that we've made today. I hope you've enjoyed watching this and thank you for joining me here at Community Hub South. I hope you have fun making these at home. Bye!